And ladies and gentlemen, that's the serenading as we get into cruising with the case handler. Thank you so much, Mr. Conrad Pollack, the managing partner of the firm, dropping some keys right there. Okay, it's great of him to be doing that for us, getting us into, of course, the show. And we now have, of course, the case handler himself who just got on, just logged on. We're going to be linking with him shortly. I want to welcome each and every one on Facebook. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, do remember we're here doing the show on personal injury and immigration with attorneys from the law firm Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're on Facebook, please share in groups, timelines, and on pages that you manage the link that you're actually watching now so that, of course, you can get your immigration questions answered. And of course, you know, we talking about personal injury. Without further ado, let me introduce to you the attorneys that's here on Cruising with the Case Handler, a show brought to you by the law firm PPID, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Let's introduce, of course, the attorneys here. We've got Alan E.K. We call him the General because of his experience and depth and knowledge. We've got none other than Nelson Madrid. We call him the Maverick, you know, because he, of course, is excellent at what it is that he does in immigration. And we've got Conrad Pollack, the managing partner, who opened up. We call him the maestro. And of course, rightfully so, you saw how we opened up the show with the keys, or the keyboards, I should say. And we have none other than the hot stepper, the beast, the shark, the man who is the top personal injury attorney on this station, the case handler, all from the law firm PPID, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all feeling?
All right, all right.
Good.
Morning. Good. Beautiful.
No,
beautiful.
so I thought I didn't know I was on screen. I thought I was muted.
No, you were on, man. Breaking them keys, you know. But
That's like it's like my morning coffee. You know, I get up and do my exercises, and I just take a few minutes on the keyboard. It gets my head going. You know, it gets my brain functioning.
there you go, and rightfully so, you know. But let's see if we the case handler himself. Welcome to your show, man. How you feeling today?
Good. Sorry I'm late. I was actually on the phone with a client and a doctor kind of coordinating something. So happy to do it. But, you know, just another example of, you know, when you're a full service firm and a full service attorney, you take care of everything that needs to be done. Nothing is more important than a client issue, not even this show.
I hear that, man, and I respect you for saying that because that's how it should be, and that's something that we have spoken about ever since we have known each other. You treat people like family, and of course, you're doing it there at PPID, you know, running the personal injury department, you know. So it's beautiful, you know.
Yeah,
so
no, we just celebrated actually our 6th year of personal injury work here at PPID. You know, prior to being here at this firm, I was at another law firm. Brought my practice here 6 years. It's really flown by.
Yesterday was 6 years. We were saying how fast it went, right?
It really has. And I have to say, you know, other than a few growing pains here and there, it has been an unbelievable ride, and it's been with some wonderful people that truly are family to me. And like we said, we treat our clients like family, but we treat each other like family.
And that's true. Adam brought the firm legitimacy. You know, for 30 years we were wandering in the wilderness.
Right. See, what would you have done without the case handler?
See behind me, that's where we were for the last 30 years, that's wandering in the wilderness.
Right. The Moses of the firm.
Adam, why don't you tell everybody what it is that you do and tell everybody about the firm and what the firm is all about, and seeing that, you know, you as a personal injury attorney, I've come together with the immigration attorneys. You know, tell us what the firm is all about, where you're located, and what you can do for the Caribbean community and more right here on the show.
Yeah, well, we are Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico, otherwise known as PPID. We are a full-service law firm, like you said. We have office. Our main office is downtown here in Manhattan, and what we do is we serve the immigrant community, whether it's adjusting your status or citizenship or deportation or visas. You know, that's what we do on the immigration, and I'll let these guys get into more particularity with respect to that. But with respect to the personal injury, you know, we really do service the immigrant community as well. It's the community that has embraced me over my 17-year career. It's certainly the community I've embraced back. And we fight for our clients like family. You know, it's not just a saying. It's not just a slogan. It is the truth. We are exceptional attorneys that do exceptional legal work, but also in a way that makes you feel comfortable, involved, informed, and at the end of the case, very, very satisfied. We are a referral based business, right? We of course, advertise and try to bring in new business, but the large majority of the business that comes in, thank God, on a daily basis is either a friend, a family, a neighbor, an acquaintance, or a coworker of a prior client that was so happy, was so satisfied with the legal work that they received and the attention to detail that they felt by the attorneys working on their file. And that's how we've, that's how this firm has been around in one way or another for 60 years. That's how the current form of our firm has been around for 36 years. It's how my family personally has been involved in the personal injury practice here in New York for nearly 100 years, is because we're really good lawyers that do it the right way.
Absolutely beautiful. And it's Wednesday, but we are going to do Testimonial Tuesday on Wednesday with you about one of the clients that you have actually helped, Adam, here again. All right, if you don't mind.
Yeah, actually, I got to take a quick call, so we're going to bounce off of that first.
All right, no problem. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you're just joining us right here on 93.5 WVIP FM, I am David Squeeze Annakie, the CEO of the Link Up Media Group of companies. Don't ask me how I exited corporate America and end up doing broadcasting. It's pretty weird. But I am doing it with some phenomenal people, some phenomenal gentlemen and ladies. Depth, personality, humor, everything. But ladies and gentlemen, you need to have them as your full service law firm. They are now my full service law firm, and you need to have them. Their integrity speaks for itself. And once again, especially with the immigrant community, this is what we need. People who are going to be honest and very straightforward with us. With that said, I would like to go to the general, one of the top attorneys out there, period, when it comes to immigration or the immigration capacity, and find out what the updates are. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to give me some updates, Alan, before we get into asking Conrad Pollack, Nelson Madrid, and you questions on immigration, and then kicking it back to Adam Handler on something on a personal injury. How are you feeling today, Alan?
I'm good, thank you. And how are you?
I'm wonderful. It's good to have you here again.
Okay, I always like to start with good news, happy news. And so the Biden administration has ordered immigration officials to remove the terms alien and illegal alien from official communications and to start using the term non-citizen instead, because they say alien and illegal alien is dehumanizing. And so they want people now to start using the term non-citizen, and the administration will not be using the term alien and illegal alien. A good sign.
Good.
Next, we have been talking a lot about.
Alan, if I could just interrupt you for a sec. That's just a little segue there. That's a really good indication of the difference between the current administration and the previous one. Just a simple, some people might say politically correct change in terminology. That little thing itself to me signifies the major difference between what was and what is and what will be going forward. I just wanted to throw that in there.
No, I agree with you on that. Now, another piece of good news. We've been talking about the new citizenship test that the ex-administration put in. Well, Biden is planning to scrap Trump's version of the citizenship test. We didn't like it. One of my colleagues said, to quote, "It was a stinking exam, clearly done on the fly with the intent to reduce the number of people who could pass it, not to mention inserting a clear political bent. Could not end soon enough for me." So they're going to be scrapping that citizenship test that we've been talking about and go back to the old citizenship test. So another bit of good news, because I like to always start with good news, happy news.
Now, Squeeze, we gave that test to everybody in the office, and the immigration department is the only one that passed. The personal injury department, including Mr. Case Handler, they all failed.
First of all, okay, I did not have I did not have a pencil or a pen, right? Second of all, that story is not true.
No, it's not true. It is not true.
Okay.
I'll take it today.
Now, President Biden has proposed a new immigration bill called the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021, which will do a lot of really good things. And in the future, I will go over the different provisions, but it will create an earned roadmap to citizenship for undocumented individuals. There are about 11 million people here undocumented, and including the 700,000 DACA people. And this new bill will try to keep families together, will promote immigration and refugee integration and citizenship, grow our economy. So we're waiting for it to be the actual terms of the bill. It hasn't been introduced in the Congress yet. It could be introduced this week, and then we'll have the exact terms for this U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021. Okay, now, as far as we've been talking every week about hearings, non-detained hearings, removal hearings, and there are 3 immigration courts in New York, in Manhattan, downtown New York, and non-detained hearings for New York City have now been postponed again till March 19, 2021. So if you have a removal proceeding and you're not detained and you don't have a date yet, we still don't have a date. It's going to be postponed till March 19th, 2021. Now, Nelson, you want to comment on that? Nelson is our removal guru. And you want to make a comment on the way they keep pushing it back to March 19th?
It seems unclear as to when exactly they will be opening. So basically, it's been getting pushed back. This was the most notice we've gotten. Typically, they were advising us the week before or a few days before. But this is obviously a much appreciated notice. So I think it's a good thing.
Okay. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're in tune to Cruising with a Case Handler, Immigration, Personal Injury. That's what we're talking about today. You just heard Nelson Madrid. He's going to be answering some questions along with Conrad Pollack, the managing partner. And of course, Annakie, who just gave us a quick update. He has more updates for us. All right. So we're going to be getting to that. Alan, if you don't mind me flipping it over to the personal injury attorney for a few minutes, and then we'll come back and follow up with you afterwards, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
All right, beautiful. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, check it out each and every single weekday morning at 9:30 a.m. right here on 93.5 WVIP FM. And yes, on the weekends, every one of you tuning into the show, you need a good attorney. So call this number. The number is 844-774-3529. We're in 2021. It's now time for change. It's now time for you to do something. Make the call to the phone number, 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPIDLAW. Before we get to the immigration questions, Adam Handler, you want to throw us a true success story? You want to come back and do it after we get to the question?
We can do it right now.
Okay,
Actually,
no
just literally about a minute ago when I was just on the phone, I just settled a case for $50,000. I haven't even called the client yet. So GW, that's your initials. If you're listening, congratulations, lady.
You're kicking ass already, man. That's good.
What did you say?
I said you're kicking ass already. That's
yeah. I haven't really even logged on my computer, but that case was going to settle anyway. But we finally got the phone call a few minutes ago. Let's talk about Testimonial Tuesday real quick from yesterday. Zaina, our marketing coordinator, did a really nice job with this one. You know, I always say you never can expect an accident to happen. You can never prepare for an accident to happen. The only thing you can be prepared for, Squeeze, is your response. You know, when disaster strikes. And we certainly hope those ladies and gentlemen listening out there right now on 93.5 FM are aware of our services, are aware of your boy, the case handler, are aware of the wonderful things we've done over the decades, you know, to protect the rights of victims of negligence, especially those who are from the immigrant community. And this one case that came into us last year, this is actually a police officer that was involved in an accident off duty. And Squeeze, if you could read that quote for me, I would appreciate it.
Absolutely. Once again, you're listening to the voice of Adam Handler on the other side at PPID, the firm, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. And we're on his page, thecasehandler.com, where he's demonstrating okay, true success stories of clients that he has helped. James from the Bronx said this, 10 out of 10. I would recommend a case handler to anyone. He goes above and beyond to fight for you while keeping you informed and reassured that you're in good hands. James from the Bronx. That's what I'm talking about. That's what Adam Handler does for you. That's the reason why he's the go-to personal injury attorney on this station 93.5 and in New Jersey and New York. There's no need to go to any other attorney because he has been doing this, ladies and gentlemen, for 15 years on the station, and he has helped hundreds of people, ladies and gentlemen, in these capacities. So make sure you reach out to him. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. You get hurt, you're on a construction site, you get hurt, you're in an automobile accident, you get hurt, medical malpractice, you get hurt, slip and fall, you get hurt, nursing home incidents, you get hurt. You need Adam Handler. Great job, Adam.
Yeah, thanks. And if you can, ladies and gentlemen, safely do so now or do later. Check us out on social media. Check out the Case Handler on Facebook. Check out the Case Handler on Instagram. You'll be connected to our practice. And we list all these settlements. We break them down by, of course, the top ones, the big numbers. And then we break them down, into car accidents and construction accidents and pedestrian accidents, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions and millions and millions of dollars. Listen, and every case is different. We can never guarantee us, the same result, but this is our resume. This is what we put together. This is how you really truly understand, what kind of lawyers you're dealing with. And of course, when you click on some of these numbers, you'll see, smiling faces, people, holding those big checks. There's our buddy Linda that was, a very, very special client to us, $385,000. I mean, this is life-changing money for life-changing injuries, and we
Absolutely.
do it for real people.
And that's what it's all about. Once again, folks, accidents do happen. But when they do happen, we have a tendency, especially, and I'm saying it, I'm not being biased, we have a tendency, especially us from the immigrant community, to go with what, our friends and family tell us, yeah, go with this guy, and the guy's probably not even a personal injury attorney. Go do this, let them do that. They'll call the attorney. And for the most part, it's ignorance, not having knowledge of how it should really work when you get hurt in an accident. You need someone that's been doing this. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I know for a fact that there is no one, Nelson, there's no one, Conrad, there's no one, Annakie, there's no one, listeners, that's on this station that is a third generation attorney handling this like Adam Handler. Almost 100 years of his family doing this. Can't be wrong. Go with a guy, call him. 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPIDLAW. So, attorneys on the immigration side, as we flip from personal injury over, you guys ready for some questions here?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Let's see if we can stump you all today, all right? Let's see if we can really stump you all.
Actually, before we go into questions, just very quickly, Conrad and Alan, I haven't really had a chance to speak to you guys, but I was at immigration yesterday on a citizenship interview, and it appeared that they were actually allowing some people who had passed the citizenship exam to do their oath ceremony on the spot in the waiting room.
Wow.
So I thought that was interesting. It's something I've never seen before. But I saw an officer come out with a little flag, the certificate, and speak to someone and give him these things, which they typically give to people at the oath ceremony. So that is something interesting and different.
That's very good because Newark was always doing that. They did it all in one day. You came in, you had your interview, they swore you in. So they're very nice that they're doing that. Hopefully they'll continue to do it, not just the case you did, but it'll be a new thing in New York. Very good. Yep.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Something new, something I never knew. All right. Thank you so much for that, Nelson Madrid, one of the partners at the firm, PPID. Once again, do remember you can reach out to him, you can hire him, you can retain him to handle your immigration case. Never do it yourself. All right. 844-774-3529. Immigration It's a minefield, as the managing partner would say. Let's jump to a question right now. This one says here, I am currently living in the United States and I've been here since the 1980s. Now that I am 65 and retired, I'm thinking of returning to my home in Jamaica, but I'm unsure what to do since I would not be able to satisfy the residency requirement for my green card. How do I ensure that I would be able to visit my doctor and my family once I give up my green card? I'm currently receiving my Social Security benefits. Will I be able to receive the same once I move to Jamaica? I am being pushed to take US citizenship. Is this something I must do to ensure access to the United States and to my full benefits?
Well, the first question is, why would you want to give up your green card? I mean, there are ways of accomplishing what you want to accomplish, to be able to go to Jamaica, spend some time there, come back, and not lose your green card. Basically, if you want to become a citizen, you should not stay out of the United States more than 6 months, certainly not more than a year. You can get a permit, which will allow you to go back and stay home up to 2 years, but because using that permit will break the citizenship. It's not a good idea. Basically, you should come in and see PPID, and we'll go through this with you and try to help you accomplish your goal, but don't give up your green card. Social Security will be good back in Jamaica or here. Jamaica does the same thing to Americans, but I would say don't give up your green card. Come and see us, and we'll try to help you accomplish your goal.
At the very least, I would say get that reentry permit, because that, as Alan said, that'll give you 2 years that you can stay out of the country, and you could renew it and get another 2 years. I mean, we've seen people do it for 4 to 6 years. So definitely no reason to give up your green card. You know, I'm sure you remember how difficult and costly and time consuming it was to get it. Don't do that.
Or you can go ahead and file for citizenship. You know, if you file for
Thank you, Nelson. That's what I was going to say.
right, if you file for citizenship and you pass and you're a citizen, it doesn't matter how long you're outside of the United States. You can come and go as you please. You could see your doctors when you want. You could visit friends and family when you want. So to me, citizenship would be the way to go.
I completely agree with you on that. I think that's what you should. But more importantly, you should, my brother, you should actually call PPID and speak with them. Get a consultation, speak with them, let them handle it. Let them just deal with it. They'll professionally advise you accordingly. All right. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID law. Here's another one. My fiance was coming from Jamaica to visit me in the United States last year, and she got stopped by US Customs. They went through her phone as they assumed that she was coming to work in the States. She was placed in handcuffs and taken to a nearby county jail. Her visa was revoked and she was sent back home to Jamaica the next day. I am a permanent resident set to get my citizenship early next year, and I want to know what's the best way to start filing for her. Should I go overseas and get married for her or file for the fiancé visa? Very interesting.
Well, first off, you can't apply for a fiancé visa till you're a citizen. Why you're waiting to apply for her, I don't know. You should have already gone over there, married her, come back and file a petition for her. As a resident, it would take maybe a couple of years, if that. Waiting for your citizenship is not going to speak. If you wait to become a citizen, that'll be next year or whenever it is. It'll take another year after that before you can even get her here. Go marry her, come back and file for her.
And we've got to find out what happened when she was placed in.
Well, that's another issue. But first, you want to come to us, we can discuss the issues in terms of what happened, why she was removed, because that will affect her case. But if you want to help her, you must marry her.
Gotcha. And once again, folks, with these cases and the intricacies and the complexities, make sure you reach out to the attorneys that you're listening to here. Once again, their number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Here's another one. It says, my son went to New York for the holidays. Based on the situation in Jamaica, and also with me not having a job and being unable to take care of him, his mother and I agreed to let him stay in New York and attend school. She enrolled him in a school in New York. What is the procedure to file for him? Should I make my wife file for him? How long would it take for his filing to come through? I was thinking to make him come back to Jamaica in November for a week and then go back to the US so his visa would be okay. Will it be a problem for him to re-enter the U.S.? Will he be asked why he's not in school in Jamaica? All these questions. Gentlemen?
If he wants to go to school in the United States, the first thing is to get a form from the school called an I-20, and it's only schools that are recognized by the Immigration Service. But theoretically, if he's here on a visit, theoretically, it might be possible to change here from visitor to student, or if he's going to be back in Jamaica, he can apply for a student visa there. At the same time, the mother, if she's a citizen, could file for him to get him an immigrant visa. Don't mix the two together. Go do the student visa first before you file for an immigrant visa.
Well, just if I could chime in for a second, there's a lot of issues going on here. How old is this person? How old is this child? Yeah. Also, did he overstay his visa more than 6 months? Did he overstay his visa more than 1 year? If so, he may have unlawful presence, depending on his age. If he's under the age of 18, he can't really accrue unlawful presence. So I think this is a prime example on one of the reasons why, what we provide is general information. It's always best for someone, in my opinion, to reach out and actually speak with the attorney, because typically one fact will trigger more questions.
Got you. All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you reach out to the firm. Final question before we get to the top of the hour and continue with finding out if Mr. Alan EK has any more updates on immigration for us. Do remember to tune into the show 9:30 a.m. weekdays, ladies and gentlemen. Weekends 6 to 8 on Saturdays, and of course 10 to 2 on Sundays. All right. Final question here. It says, my son is a legal permanent resident. He's in Florida, and I'm the caregiver for his disabled daughter in Jamaica. He lives in a 2-bedroom apartment with his wife and stepson in Florida. If he files for his daughter, how long will it take? And does he need to have a house with a room for his daughter? She was turned down at the U.S. Embassy last year when I tried to get a visa for an appointment at a hospital in Philadelphia on the grounds that her father needed to file for her. This is so long. Can he file for her? And is there any chance that she would be given a visa to go to the hospital in Philadelphia during the period of filing? If she becomes a legal permanent resident, does she need to go right away? Or can I take her to the hospital and back to Jamaica until he sends for her? This is so long, I don't even remember any of it.
One thing at a time. First of all, if the mother or the father is a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident, they should file for her. Try to get her an immigrant visa to get here. I don't think they're going to give her a visitor's visa. They already turned it down. So just right away, get started filing for a green card. It could take about a year, maybe a year and a half. Get that done, and she's not going to get a visitor's visa.
Gotcha. All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, PPID. Okay, the attorneys today. Remember, it's a full-service law firm. So if you're looking for family law, criminal law, help, make sure to reach out to them. We spoke on personal injury. We spoke on immigration. We're going to continue with some updates on immigration and then conclude on Facebook. But right now, 93.5 FM listeners, everybody needs this number. You get hurt in an accident, 844-774-3529. Immigration help, 844-774-3529. You don't have to yell and scream and fight and all of that stuff. All you got to do is just be calm, cool, and collective and reach out to PPID. 844-PPID-LAW. If you are listening on 93.5, switch to the case handler page, switch to PPID page, switch to David Squeeze Annakie's page, and continue listening to us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, 93.5 FM listeners. Catch up with you tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. New York time. Let's go to the top of the hour and continue right here.
It's 10 o'clock.
There you go. It's 10 o'clock.
Got it.
All right. Let's switch back to Alan EK, Facebook viewers, and see what other updates he has on immigration as we conclude our show. Alan EK.
Okay. On January 29th, President Biden issued an executive order, and the executive order directed immediate review of the public charge rule. So I think that's going to be on the way out. It will take some time to do it. And also other actions to improve the naturalization process. And we just talked previously about how they're going to get rid of the naturalization civic test that Trump put in and go back to a much more friendly civics test. Now, in addition, President Biden has asked for a new control over ICE. So they're going to be, this new control over ICE will have new priorities, fewer arrests, fewer deportations, and a more restrained ICE agency, because under the ex-president, ICE was given wide latitude to arrest people. And it's nice that there's going to be new rules, and we're waiting for these new operational plans to come out. They're not final yet, but it's going to be a major shift in law enforcement. And ICE agents will no longer seek to deport immigrants for crimes such as driving under the influence and assault, and will focus instead on national security threats, most recent border crossings, and people completing jail and prison terms for aggravated felony convictions. So the fact that ICE is going to be arresting fewer people, deporting fewer people, and being more restrained is a very good thing. At the same time, as I say, they're working on walking back the public charge rule. They've got to do put some effort into that, but I think in the end, the public charge rule is going to go out. Now, also, if you have filed for if your green card is expiring and you filed for a renewal, you used to get a sticker on your green card. Now what's going to happen is you're going to get a form, and the form will show that you have filed to renew your green card. And with that form, you'll be able to you'll get the form within 7 to 10 days after your application for a new green card is accepted, and you can use that form to travel and to work. So no more stickers. You'll have a piece of paper that you can use to travel. Now, also, American consulates are now trying to be a little more proactive and friendly, and so they will prioritize cases that where people are aging out, becoming over 21, and they will try to expedite requests by American consuls for urgent medical or humanitarian matters. And they will also kind of speed up in adoption cases, family-based immigrant visa cases, fiancés of U.S. citizens. Are going to try to be a little more proactive and helpful on certain kind of cases pending at the consulates. Now also remember that if you're coming into the United States, you have to show that you were tested no more than 3 days before the flight for COVID. And if you had COVID, you got to show that you get a letter from the doctor showing that you've recovered sufficiently so that you can fly here. So be very careful about traveling and make sure that you have proper documentation to show that you have you've had a negative viral test within 3 days before you're coming.
Yeah, Alan, you want to mention about the immigrant bans, the non-immigrant bans that are still in place?
Yes, the immigrant and non-immigrant bans should expire at the end, sometime in March. And so unless President Biden takes that out before that, they will expire about the middle or the end of March.
March 31st, actually.
Yeah, and so right now there's a ban on immigrant and non-immigrant visas. Unless President Trump does something, President Biden does something earlier, at the end of March, they will be gone, which is a good thing because those bans have been hurting a lot of people. So we're waiting now again for the public charge rule to be gone. Oh, another thing, in the 4 years that the ex-president was in office, he put in all kinds of things to wall the country off from immigrants. And one of them was there's a form that the medical doctor had to fill out in a naturalization case to show that somebody was unable to complete civics and English language tests because of disability or mental impairment. So the ex-administration saw this as an opportunity. They thought that immigrant doctors were going to scam the system. So they made this medical form, which the doctor had to fill out, tougher, increasing the number of questions the doctor had to answer from 20 to 23 from 12, and adding all kinds of inquiries about drug use and everything else. So I think that's going to also be on the way out. And there's a ton of little things that the ex-administration did, and it's going to take a long time to get rid of hundreds of little notice, but very important revisions of the immigration law, which will remain in place until President Biden's team looks for them and roots them out. So all these little changes that were all put in by the ex-president to make the life more difficult for people are going to go out, but it's going to take a lot of time to take them out one by one by one. And there's a law professor at Stanford and Yale who spent the last 4 years building a database of every change that the ex-president made to the immigration system, no matter how small. And he had 70 students, and he's got a roadmap of all these landmines that will have to be Biden will have to find and get rid of. It's going to take some time, but in the end, life will be a lot easier for people who want to immigrate or have immigration cases going. So that's some of the updates that I'd like to give everybody, and we're ready for more questions.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for questions for today. All right. And I want to say, thanks to each and every one for checking in on the show right here. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, everyone there on Facebook, make sure you follow the page PPID, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Make sure you follow Adam Handler also, of course, definitely on Instagram and on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, if you're following my page, thank you so much. But tune into the show weekdays, 93.5 FM in New York. If you'd like to if you're not in New York, you can simply go to the Android or the iOS platform and download the Link Up Radio app. Okay, just download the Link Up Radio app so that you can actually catch the show. With that said, thank you, Nelson. Thank you, Annakie. Thank you, Conrad Pollack. And thank you, case handler, Adam Handler, Mr. Personal Injury Attorney, for doing the show today. We'll catch up and speak with you soon.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Take care, everyone. Have yourself an amazing hump day.
And Squeeze, I'm sorry. Just one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you down with PPID?
Come on, you know me. I'm down with PPID. Okay. And happy Ash Wednesday to everybody out there also. Take care.